Okay, greetings YouTube land. I am Falagar, and welcome back to another Hangout. I'm joined with my very dear friend Gary from Gary G Gaming and Gary G Reviews. And of course, if you probably can't tell by the title, we're going to be discussing Captain America Civil War. But just a heads up, there's still another one planned, at least with Paul and myself, for Sunday, because Paul's unable to join us, and this was the only time Gary was available. And keep a lookout for Gary and Trade Pastor. They have something special planned, which I won't spoil. And went and saw Captain America Civil War.
Okay, Sammy. Welcome, guys. Welcome to this hangout discussion of Captain America Civil War. My spoiler review is already uploading, should be ready very soon. But me and Sammy just decided this very short notice, decided this within 5 seconds, because he just saw the movie and we just decided to do this right now, so he can share with all of us what is his opinion of the movie and his impressions, because he is very, very fresh. Sammy, you just literally walked out of the theater, so yeah, that's why. But we are going to keep this very concentrated, hopefully, and very short, because it's really almost 1 o'clock after midnight here, so we have to hurry up, and I have to work out.
Yeah. And if you have any questions too, I have it up right here, so I can actually see your questions here in the chat. Okay, so.
Oh yeah. Okay, Sammy. So just let me know what you think. I mean.
Okay, just briefly, what I thought. I really liked it a lot. I absolutely loved it. Honestly, I actually liked it probably just as much, if not maybe slightly better than Winter Soldier, but probably just as much. I mean, Winter Soldier I would give 5 out of 5, and I may as well just say it now. I'd give Captain America Civil War 5 out of 5. I loved the the direction that all the characters were going, and the reason why they kind of split apart, what the reasons behind it. Why Tony, Iron Man and his crew, Vision and everyone thought.
Should we say spoilers?
Yeah,
are we going to talk spoilers?
There's going to be spoilers in here, I think, because we can't really talk about it. We can't have a discussion without having spoilers.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so just to warn you guys, there's going to be spoilers in here. Okay, but Gary does have, if you check out our Gary G Gaming channel, or Gary G Reviews channel, she has a spoiler-free review of it. So. Yeah,
and spoiler review, like I said, is just rendering in YouTube, so it should be ready very, very soon.
And the thing that just uploaded on my channel right now, as I was quickly eating, was the out and about thing of me going to the theater and getting out of it and giving my little quick score. So you can also check that. It's like 2 minutes long.
Oh yeah, I almost watched the whole thing, but I have some seconds left. I have to finish watching it.
Okay. So like I said, so I just I love how they integrated Spider-Man in the film, how Ant-Man came into it, and you were right about when you mentioned how there's humor in there. Really, the humor is just great with especially with Spider-Man when he comes into play, especially during that fight, like when they're fighting in the airport area, and the banter that's going on and the stuff that Spider-Man has to say, is absolutely hilarious, I thought. But throughout there's little sprinkles of it, but it's not there's a lot of dark elements. Don't think of it like it's like over flooded with comedy and stuff like that. There's just enough of it. So
and it's in the best places, the best situations, the best possible places. It's just inserted very, very well. I really, really love it. And that scene when Captain America kissed Peggy's niece, other Agent Carter, I forgot her first name, but the Winter Soldier and the Falcon was like, oh yeah, bro, yeah,
and he just kind of looked and just kind of smiled and yeah,
that was so cool and so natural.
Absolutely, yes, and Peggy Carter dies in this one. And you kind of that's when you discover she's that.
I really don't like that. I mean, my wish is that she is brought back and she's made young again, maybe with powers,
Yeah.
and just, fighting side by side, because she's such a wonderful character, and I feel that she's lost. Yeah, and in the show also, season 2 was really bad. I mean,
It was
most of
bad.
season 2, yeah, it's not
Oh,
it's not
no.
good. Season 1 was very, very good, but season 2,
Damn.
they ruined so many
Okay.
things, made so many things so silly and unbelievable in a bad way, and she just, such a remarkable character, but they don't use her right. And now they kill her, and in the last, in the Winter Soldier, she was so old and ill and made like CGI old. I just didn't like that. That's maybe the only thing that I really disliked about the previous movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel that she's lost as a character. She's just wasted,
We have a viewer right here by Ali Ali. He says hello and hey. So, hey.
Oh, that's good. Hey,
Okay.
thank you for joining our hangout.
Yes. And if you have any questions, and anyone else watching, like I said, I got the chat thing up there. So.
Oh yeah. So what do you? What did you like about the movie? I mean, did you like Spider-Man particularly?
Oh, God, yeah. I like how they explained. Well, he's only been, Spider-Man for 6 months. He has to wear these goggles because it says something about his senses are so heightened that he's got to really stay focused and concentrate. So that's something that it affects his eyes. So I guess that's why with Tony, when he designed that suit for him, it's almost like a reboot of Spider-Man in a way.
It is. It is.
Yeah. How he got bit by the spider and everything. So I'm glad they did it this way.
Yeah, it's definitely a reboot. You can be sure of that. It's a reboot because this is the Spider-Man that, Marvel and Sony created. You can say more Marvel, if you ask me, because it's nothing like the previous Spider-Man. And it's really more Spider-Man than the other Spider-Man.
Yes.
That is how I feel. And Tom Holland really looks very good in the role. He's actually a very handsome
age
boy.
And look and voice.
So.
Yeah.
And Aunt May is very cool as well.
Aunt May's cool. Yeah, Marissa Tomei, the beautiful Marissa Tomei. So I'm very glad about that.
Yeah, very good idea.
Absolutely, sure. Yeah. And and what I do like is that his webbing is not come out of his wrist, but it showcases that he designed that. When Tony was interviewing him, kind of, and saying, "Where's this webbing come from?" It's like, I made it myself. So that's fantastic. Love that. So it kind of showcases the scientific side of Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker. So
I know this is your position. I love both things, but because I was used to Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, how he had the natural webs. That was more logical to me, that he will not only have the physical strength and the ability to stick to walls and pretty much every surface, but also that he is able to produce this, and it's like infinitive, because they explained, if you remember, that he was bitten by a radioactive spider that produced a web that is a lot more stronger than steel. So that was the idea. I really like that idea. But in the cartoon as well, he had like artificial cartridges. And he constantly had to replace them. Sometimes they just ran out, and he was in a very, very bad situation, like falling from a building or something. I was really like, no, that's bad. And when I watched the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, I was like, oh, now I don't have to worry about that. He's going to be okay, because that's it's like infinite, So having
that it's a cartridge kind of adds that certain level of like risk, I guess, and excitement to it, because you don't know when it's going to run out or if it's web sheet's going to break.
I know. I mean, that's right as well. That's okay as well. But just telling you my point from as a kid when I first saw the first movies.
And you are absolutely right, though. It is like logical from like a mutation standpoint, like how it would be.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter really. I mean, the whole thing is how he acts, how he looks, and. Did you like the costume, like seeing it in the movie theater, with the whole 4K kind of resolution? It's much more clear now, It's not like the trailers, because, the trailers can't really present how things look like. It's another thing to go and see it in the theater, and especially that counts for even Ninja Turtles. When I first saw the trailers, and they looked like so fake, so CGI, but when you see them, in the movie theater, when you watch the movie, you're like, oh yeah, they look pretty damn real compared to the trailers.
Yeah.
Not compared to like Avatar type of graphics, but they look pretty real compared to the trailers. Much, much better. So in the same way, Spider-Man was like done better in the movie, how he looked and how he moved, though, also very, very awesome. And he was so strong. He was so strong. Like, Winter Soldier tries to like punching him, and Spider-Man's like, like twisting his arm. Oh yeah, what cool arm!
Got a metal arm, cool. Yeah, and then that's when Falcon comes and he takes him up somewhere.
Yeah, like it's nothing. Like Winter Soldier is so strong, and Spider-Man's like, ooh, let me see that.
And how about when they're both webbed on the ground on the floor, and then he does something, and then his little plane ship, it takes him out of there. Why didn't you do that earlier?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that earlier?
Great humor. Great humor.
Exactly.
And, yeah. And Ant-Man was very cool. Ant-Man was so cool with his new costume and how he became the Giant Man. He's like, I did this in the lab, but I passed out. But okay.
But I passed. Yeah, absolutely. And he gets big, and then how about when Vision goes through him? He's like, he's like, what? Some guy just went through me. Some Vision went in me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So cool.
And I don't want to fight a woman when he's fighting Black Widow, and then he's getting hit in the face, and then he shrinks down to size and he flips her.
Yeah.
At the beginning, absolutely fantastic. And they put the humor like in that part. They managed to kind of keep the comedic, add a comedic element to it, but at the same time kept it like really exciting and actually very serious, this fight. So very hard thing to pull off right there, what they did. So,
it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Just cutting edge in terms of writing and humor and how things are inserted in as well. Captain America was very fascinated with Spider-Man, and he's like, where are you from, boy?
Queens, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and the
that.
thing is, he knocked that thing down, not to kill him, but just to kind of keep him occupied, so he won't stop him. And how about that fight between those two? He's getting webbed, and Captain does that spin thing, and right. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, Captain America is a very smart fighter, and he really proved it in this movie.
Absolutely.
I was always wondering how Captain America is going to deal with Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is a superhero on a level that it's more natural. I mean, his powers, and stronger. He's like from maybe 1-2 levels above Captain America in terms of strength, and Captain America is a superhero that is very, very strong, but not on this level. So it was always interesting to me how this is going to be, in real like situation, and it was pretty well done. I have nothing bad to say, just the best thing possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm trying to think. All right, no Nick Fury, which that was kind of odd. I think he went into hiding last we saw.
Oh yeah, he did. He did, and they kind of resolved that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he, passed the torch to, Agent Coulson. So he's the director now. Yeah. Didn't you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I don't watch Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, well, I don't blame you. I don't really blame you. Yeah, it's not a very good show. It became really, really good at one point, but now it's again like down. Yeah, some very interesting elements, but it's so cheaply done. And the stories are not really that believable. So there are some very, very cool things, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is so cool one episode, and the next episode is just so lame.
It's a flop. It's one of those things I think that would have done much better, probably would have done well if it just was a Netflix show, like how Daredevil and Just Jones was.
Oh, for sure.
It should have maybe gone to that, because those two shows are
much more sophisticated.
Absolutely, yeah. And let me see here. And that's the thing about with Coulson. I think it's just because he's still alive. How do you feel about that Coulson is still alive? Because doesn't it kind of loses like impact when you see the first Avengers film again? Because when you see Coulson die, that was like a big deal. Everyone just kind of they were like upset over that because he was like a character. And now when you see him, he's not dead. So
I know, Sammy, but they don't know that he's alive, and they explain that they don't want to let the Avengers know because it will, yeah, it would just complicate things somehow in the story. So they just prefer to leave that to be the impact that we saw. But in the same time, Coulson is very, very needed when, Nick Fury has to step out. And he really dealt with a lot of bad things, considering his comeback to life, how they brought him back with the Kree technology, and he was obsessed with some symbols. At one point he was like a zombie.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting in that kind of, the whole show was revolving around that at the beginning, and that connected to everything that is happening right now as well with the Inhumans. So it was very, 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 very important, actually. The whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show is holding itself around that story. So yeah.
Okay, so that's at least good. I'd probably, if I can just kind of guess, it seems like maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is just like so to good at best, right? Maybe not very good or even great or very good or anything.
And that's the thing, it's not consistent at all.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, sometimes, like I said, it's like, wow, what an episode. And then, wow, what a dumb show. Like, wow, what an episode. Wow, that was stupid.
Like a roller coaster.
Yeah, so now the show is revolving around the big bad, which is, you can say, the head of Hydra, the whole reason that Hydra was created in the first place. So that's like a huge storyline. And I'm like, wow, this villain is really, really dangerous. And I'm like, this is like maybe a level of a Avengers villain, because he's really, really strong.
Wow.
Yeah, but in the same time, he is only in the show, and they try to contain the story and to deal with that themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so interesting ideas, interesting, storylines as a whole, but there's a characters, impact of some of the things that are happening, how the show is constructed, it's just like falls short on so many levels.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
I don't know who's writing the show, but it's like 2 people that are good and 2 people that are bad.
So one week we get the 2 good ones, and the next week we have the 2 bad ones directing. They keep alternating.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, both Marvel and DC, actually, I think they suffer from a lack of real logic, and of that, like, comes from the lack of you as a viewer to be engaged enough in the story and the characters. Like, I cared most about Sky. That is, you could say, the main Inhuman in the show. She's a girl. She's very cool. But at the beginning, like, I cared really about her, and I'm just like, now, I don't care anymore. They just can't make me care about her, and she's the only thing that could make you care about the show, and now you just don't care about her also. So they can't write the characters correctly and the stories correctly. It just becomes something lame and like a cliche, and you just lose interest, you can say.
Right. Oh, one thing I want to touch up, though, I guess getting back to the Civil War is, kind of, I guess, like the main villain, even though technically the only real people they're fighting, aside from the soldiers, I guess, is themselves. They're fighting each other. But the mastermind behind it all, of course, Zemo, Helmut Zemo. Something they didn't do, I noticed, is Helmut Zemo is supposed to be, I think he's the son of Baron Zemo, which is an old adversary or nemesis of Captain America from back in World War II.
Actually, I thought he's Baron Zemo, but
no, I think he said Helmut Zemo, because Baron Zemo is already like old and die. Baron Zemo is the one who created the adhesive gun. He has a special adhesive that, when he shoots you, and once it gets on you, you're stuck there. You can never get out. You don't want that glue touching you. That adhesive he's using out of it's called his adhesive gun.
Oh, you mean in the comics? In the comics.
Yeah, in the comics, right. And then Helmut Zemo, because he said his name was Helmut. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was waiting for the mention of Baron Zemo, but it never came.
That's interesting. Let's check.
That was different. Yeah.
Because that means I have to put innotations in my video, because I accidentally mistaken his first name.
Oh,
if that's true.
Okay.
Because I call him Baron Zemo all the time.
Okay. Well, he becomes Baron Zemo number 2, but it's not the same.
Yeah, just let me look at IMDb.
Okay.
Zemo. Oh, it's just Zemo in
Just
the
as Zemo.
IMDb
Yes, it is.
page.
He said helmet in the movie. Helmet Zemo.
Yeah, just Zemo. It doesn't say his first name at all.
Yeah, if you watch it, man, I caught that.
Very strange. Well, Zemo, whoever his name is, as I like to say. Yeah, but it's interesting how this the movie was the characters were driven by their own conflict. At the same time, that conflict was even more like made bigger by Baron Zemo, and he controlled things. But in the same time, if you remember the previous Marvel movies, it's always like Tony's fault. Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah, like beginning. Yeah, like he created Ultron. Vision in an extent. He created Vision. Also, in the previous movie, like after the Avengers Iron Man 3, he was driven by the fact that he is feeling so confused about what happened in New York. So he was like in depression, and then that's why he destroyed. I mean, he did all those wrong choices. He destroyed all his Iron Man suits. Then he created Ultron. He messed things up, and now once again he messes things up. So I blame his weak nature not to have the backbone to be strong and just face things, and he's always like driven by guilt or something else, or something heavy on his heart that he can't get over it. He just drinks and does stupid things, basically.
Yeah, and of course, how he's kind of got that ego, I guess, where he doesn't ever want to admit he's wrong, because he's rich and everything. So he's kind of what's the word? I guess narcissistic, right? I think is the word.
Yeah, that's why Captain America doesn't like him from the beginning.
Yeah,
he does not like him at all, and they both had a bit of a conflict in the first Avengers movie, and even that one of the lines that they exchanged was actually in the trailer. Captain America was like, forget, like, what are you, like, rich boy, philanthropist? No, that was actually the word from Tony. Yeah.
What are you without your?
Without your costume.
Without your suit, you're just another. And that's when he said, "Oh, I'm this, and this."
This and this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
like,
things
get the suit.
Absolutely. So when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, yeah, they're going to have something."
Yeah.
I kind of felt that from that moment. But my point is that Tony is the one that, because of his decisions, everything goes wrong.
Yeah. Well, so but this time it took this guy though to really pit, not only them, but kind of got the other countries and kind of like I guess the governments involved by having to have that, that treaty thing that they have to sign, whatever that document thing that they want them to. Yeah. So he managed to manipulate all of that. And because I like the line when he said, because I know I couldn't physically take out the Avengers myself, but I figured that if I could get them to kill each other,
Yeah. You're talking about Baron Zemo. Zemo.
He's Baron Zemo. Is it Baron Zemo number 2? The second is when he's.
Yeah, but no. I mean, my point was that Tony was the one again that drove that to happen. His weaknesses, and his wrong decisions. He's irrational. He just was guilted to do this by that mother, and that was also so abrupt and sudden, that scene. Just the woman like standing in the corridor, and Iron Man's like, "Oh, hey," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, totally persuaded. Right, exactly. To go, to sign on with this, and he didn't even want to listen to what Captain America had to say. That he's innocent, he's been brainwashed, and.
And they say Captain America is arrogant. They said like. That's arrogant. How you said that? Safest hands are still our own, and the other things that Captain America said that were really, really smart, actually. But yeah.
And he is for the people, as you can tell. See, he doesn't like it when that whole thing, putting them in check and kind of like putting them under house arrest. He's, like I said, he's for the people. He's not necessarily for the government, but he's just for what is right. That's what I absolutely love about Captain America, what he stands for.
And, of course. And he's totally right. I mean, the only thing that the UN are going to do is just send them where they want them to be, and maybe not send them where they need to be.
Right.
So Captain America's absolutely right. And of course, this is his movie, so he's going to be right. And they once again use Tony's nature, impulsive nature, to create the conflict and continue with the conflict. But I'm really glad actually that Black Widow came to her senses at the end, and she was able to stand toe to toe with the other superheroes and really, hold her own and actually do damage and do stuff, and even hold back Black Panther for a bit.
Oh, Black Panther. That guy was absolutely fantastic, and his suit is completely made of vibranium. He said.
So functional.
Awesome. Even without the suit, he has skills. I mean.
Oh yeah, because he actually drinks some herbs. I know, some herbs that kind of make him a lot more, stronger and faster, and so that is why he's able to stand toe to toe with, the Winter Soldier and Captain America. I'm kind of feeling bad about Bucky's arm that got blown off, but hopefully he's going to get a new one.
Maybe this time. I don't know what material it was made out of, but maybe it was made of vibranium.
It is.
Okay.
It is, yeah. So I was kind of surprised that Tony was able to do that, but maybe because it's constructed like a muscle, of course, that is going to be able to be taken apart.
Right. And the thing is, he didn't necessarily, I don't think he destroyed the arm. He just blew it off where it was hinged on his flesh.
Well, nobody picked it up, and we never saw it. At least I didn't see it, so I thought that it was, blown off.
Oh, really? Okay. I just thought maybe it was just blown off somewhere. Maybe it went outside or something like that. But I maybe not necessarily completely destroyed. But I think they can construct a new one, anyways. They are, where it ended off was they were in Wakanda after all.
Yeah.
That's where all the vibranium is.
Oh yeah, and I really was surprised when I saw the lab that was between trees and jungle, and I was like, wow, there's a super huge technology building just in the middle of the jungle, and where their electricity comes from, maybe solar panels.
Yeah, who knows, right? But they in Wakanda, they have access to some pretty far out there technology that we just don't know about, but they keep it secret, keep it hidden.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that this is going to be explained, and it's kind of self-explanatory to a point, so we don't really need so much explanation. Like so many people, sometimes they complain that some things happen off camera, and I'm like, well, we can put everything on camera, because then the movie is going to be 5 hours.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So it's no need. I mean, they trust the audience to be intelligent enough to get those things. After all. So Sammy, I think we should wrap this thing up. We are half an hour now.
Okay.
So we could say, final thoughts on the movie if you like.
I will say one thing though. You stayed until the end credits, right? So that's how you saw where they put him back into hibernation.
Of course I stayed,
Okay.
Of course.
Okay, so guys, do be sure to stay, after the credits, of course, as usual with all the Marvel films.
Thankfully, not after all the credits, because that's going to be painful. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, that duck, I was so disappointed.
Oh yeah, was there something after all the credits came up? Because I did not stay for that.
Oh, I did not stay for that, but as I heard, that's the only end credit scene, so we probably didn't miss a thing.
We didn't miss a thing. Okay, so we shall wrap it up. All in all, I guess I'll just say that I really enjoyed it, and it had awesome action, awesome humor, just everything that Gary, that you pointed out in your review, your spoiler-free one, and I've yet to see your spoiler-filled review. And just loved all the characters, loved how, the reasons behind why they broke off. Spider-Man was fantastic. Zemo, absolutely amazing, and Captain America was just better than ever. And my final score for this is a hey, perfect 5 out of 5.
Awesome. Awesome, Sammy. Well, I can't say I disagree with you because I don't. So, yeah, although, I gave it 9 out of 10.
That's really tremendous.
Yeah, but, my scoring system is a bit different. So it's different when you have 10 and when you have 5. So I think that it's, 9 out of 10 on my list. Yes, but I just want to say that I think that the approach they have taken, with the villain this time, that he was kind of in the background, but at the same time doing real damage to the team, and moving the story forward and doing these little things that affected everybody. And in the end, they ask him like, "What did you achieve? What did you do? I mean, did you achieve something?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." And actually, the question was, I think. That you failed or something, and he's like, did it? I mean, did I? Something like this, because he did permanent damage, I think, in the minds of Tony and Captain America.
Right, because we didn't touch on that reveal at the end. The reason why Tony at the end, when it was that famous scene where you saw Bucky and Captain fighting against Iron Man, just kind of like 2-on-1. Something happens, and I guess we may as well talk about that briefly.
It was very interesting because when I saw the trailers and when I watched the movie, I sometimes remember what I've seen in the trailers, because you can't help but do that sometimes. Right, and I saw that actually they made up, Tony and the Captain made up, and then I remember the trailers that they were fighting again. I was like, what is going to happen that will make Tony the Cap fight again? And so, with such vicious facial expressions on Tony, I mean, what is going to happen? And they just show the most brutal deaths in the whole Marvel movies, I think, of Tony's parents. So I think that this was very, very good twist, very interesting for sure.
Okay. He's not going to stop. Go. He's not going to stop.
Yeah, and how Tony scanned the Cap, and he's like scan his fighting pattern.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, scanned, and Tony's like, and it was able to stop Captain America, but then Captain America still was able to beat Iron Man at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very amazing stuff. Like, wow.
So, in the end of it all, recommended to see in the theaters?
Like 200%.
200%. I full-heartedly agree. 200% recommended. Check it out in the theaters. And I got a confession to make. I was literally about to see it like twice in one day. I was literally, but I decided, I'll tell you what, you convinced me to come back because, when you said you wanted to do this hangout, because I would much rather do this than to see it like again. Because
I'm really flattered, Sammy.
You and with my other friends, it's more important to me. So
yeah, I'm truly flattered, Sammy. Yeah, and I really wanted to do this hangout because this movie, deserves a lot of not explanation, but I mean it deserves like to be talked about. And although I did like 2 videos about it,
or 3 technically now, huh?
Technically now it's 3. Yeah, it's very good, to do your review and we to, 2 people at least, not one, to discuss the movie. And it's very good when you share a love and you can share this love with somebody. And this time it's about the movie, and I'm really happy how Marvel evolves and evolves, because this is, if you look back even to the Hulk movies, the older movies in general, this is a very, very sophisticated film, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Well balanced with action and story.
Absolutely, yeah. So, 5 out of 5 for Sammy, 9 out of 10 for me, and maybe I will rank this as a Marvel movie like a very close second to the first Avengers. So, number 1, First Avengers, second Captain America Civil War. Yeah.
Amazing. Such praise. Okay, absolutely. Guys. So we're gonna end it, and
okay. Thank you for watching.
So
and
thank you for watching.
For now.
Okay, farewell.